The secrets of water and the truth behind water, and what is being told to you about water may not be the best interest for you. Today we're going to be talking about distilled water, some of the other waters that are out there, and the truth that I have found not only in my own life, but in so many other of the people that I work with and some of the health institutes that I have been to. The world is ran on bottled water. Bottled water is in plastic, and the plastic that is holding that water is cheaply made plastic, and that water will leach all the plastic little particles into the water itself, depending on how long the water's been sitting in the plastic, depending on how much sun that plastic has been exposed to depending on how much heat that plastic has been exposed to, depending on the severity of how the water, the toxic load of the water. But generally speaking, you do not want to be running your life off of plastic water, bottled water. And you do not want to be drinking municipal water. For those that are listening to this, if you're drinking water from a municipal source, you are hurting yourself. There are carcinogens in that water. And the levels that the government allows in the water are very toxic for you. So your local sewer plant is following the guidelines set by the government. But those guidelines are not in your best interest. They keep you sick. And what they allow in the water in general is toxic, let alone the levels that they allow in the water. See, this is the missing key to so many of those alkaline water machines and blah, 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 all this stuff that's out there. Just because you promote that you change the structure of the water or the alkalinity of the water or whatever it might be, you throw unicorns inside the water, it doesn't matter because it's the purity of the water. So if you're taking water out of your tap and you're putting it through a machine, and yeah, that machine might have a filter in it, but these filters are not removing the harsh, dangerous chemicals. The fluoride that's in the water is a huge one. And there's another element that is not being spoke about that much, and that's the pharmaceutical residue that's in the water. Because 70% of the population, probably even more now, is on some sort of pharmaceutical medication, especially the mental chemical medications. These medications go into the water system either because people flush them down the toilet or they're in their bowels, they're in the evacuation into the sewer system. That residue is in the water and they do not treat for that in your municipal water supply. They do not. And yes, it may be on like a nano level, but all you need to change the frequency of your body is the smallest amount. So if you think about these dangerous medications that people are on, and it's going into your water supply, you have to understand that it's in people's evacuation, in their bowels. It's in their urine. And it's going into the sewer system. And it goes into the sewer system, they clean the water, and they give the same water back to you. And what they're cleaning with the water isn't good for you. So water goes into your body every single day, and it's destroying your health, and you don't even realize it. And the bottled water companies don't want you to know about, here's the secret, a water distiller. A water distiller is a very inexpensive machine that will take everything out of your water, everything, Even the pharmaceuticals, it's one of the only things that does, unless you spend a lot of money on special type of filters, and they're thousands of dollars. I studied this under the Hippocrates Health Institute, and I sat in lectures of experts with water. And these experts of water, they weren't trying to sell anything. You know, these guys know what they're talking about. They weren't out there to make a dollar. They're not trying to promote a machine or one way or another. They were just giving the truth about how water is treated and what's in it. So, a water distiller will give you 0 ppm water. That's 0 parts per million. It's H2O, nothing else. And distilled water has such a bad rap by some doctors out there because doctors don't understand this. The allopathic world doesn't understand this. Okay? Distilled water does not harm you. You do not want to drink it out of the plastic stuff. You want to buy a machine that's under $300, or you can get a whole, like one that gives you 12 gallons a day if you have a family, costs about $1,500. They run and last forever. It's an investment in your health. Most people are spending $30 to $50 a month on water. So you're going to pay yourself back. You're going to save yourself money. And I can't even tell you how important drinking good water is for your health and your well-being. And it catches up to you. You wonder why people get sick. They hit a wall in their 40s and 50s now. And they just degrade and degrade and degrade. This toxic buildup in our body causes illness. Distilled water does not do whatever the propaganda out there is telling you. The best detoxification experts ever use distilled water. They recommend distilled water. Dr. Morris, Hippocrates Health Institute, Dr. Walker, Dr. Norman Walker, Bernard Jensen, Jared Pollack, read The Fourth Phase of Water. Dr. Bannock, I have a book in my free health course that I offer that you can read on this. There's a ton of stuff out there on it. One popular myth is that it leaches minerals from your body. It does not leach anything from your body that is beneficial for you. It does not do that. And just from a personal note, for myself, I've been drinking distilled water for years now, maybe 7 or 8 years. My blood tests are perfect. I am not deficient in anything. And I had a SpectraCell blood test done. I was deficient in nothing. The man who I had a consultation with, this is before I learned how to read blood work and I became a health practitioner myself, he said I was in the top 15%, 15 to 25% of all blood work he's ever seen. So my diet is when I was really focusing, and I had no deficiencies in anything. Distilled water will only help you remove the residual inorganic materials out of your body. So you get a little tabletop distiller that will give you a gallon every 4 hours, and you just constantly run that thing. It doesn't matter what water you put in it. You can put your municipal water in it. You can travel with it and take it to a hotel if you're staying at for a couple days. Goodness gracious, I have a video on I think it's still on my YouTube. I went to a hotel and I ran the water through it, and you'll see what it takes out of the water. It was disgusting. It smelled awful. This is what you're drinking, my family. And the water bodies are just glorified tap water. It's filled with inorganic materials. Don't even get me. I don't even want to say the specific names of each water bottle, but there's some really bad ones out there. And if you can get the hint of what I'm trying to say, it's the big ones, like the main ones. There's stuff in there that I'm not even going to get into that. You don't want to be putting it in your body, and it's not being listed on the label. Wink, wink. It's so important for your mental, spiritual, and physical health to be drinking good water. We are beings of water. Sun, water, earth, fire, and heart. You got to get those elements in your system the right way. Drink more structured water. Fresh vegetable juices, just juiced. Not pasteurized stuff in a bottle, in a can. You want to get yourself a juicer and every day to drink fresh, structured vegetable and fruit juices. So here's what I'm trying to say. Get yourself a water distiller. Look into distilled water. Don't give it a Google, okay, and read the first couple articles. Go on Amazon, read some books on distilled water. Okay? Try to prove me wrong in all this stuff. Don't just take this as truth, okay? Although I have put so many people on distilled water and their acne clears up, their mind gets clear, they just feel so much better. Psoriasis goes away, skin conditions get better. It's not the end all be all. Then we got your diet, we got what type of air quality you're looking at. You know, there's a lot that goes into finding health. So here is the greatest tip for you. If you're looking to take a next level in your personal evolution, only drink water. Fresh, distilled water. And you can put some organic, if you want to put like a lemon in there, and, people talk about remineralizing your water, but you get your minerals from your food, okay? Not your water. But whatever, put a lemon in there, a lime in there. If that makes you feel better, you can do that. And drink only water. You go 6 months with drinking only water that you store in a glass jar, okay? And you drink fresh juices, nice green juice. You do that in 6 months without changing anything else. If you just change that, you move away from all the other drinks and just drink water or fruit and vegetable juices. If you want a herbal tea, cool. Not the stuff in the bags. You want loose tea. The stuff in the bags, it's filled with chemicals. Okay? You want it, if you drink tea, loose tea. These liquids are going to help purify your body. Try to get a half a gallon in a day at least. If you're a bigger guy, 170 pounds or more, try to get 3/4 of a gallon in you a day. You don't chug it. Just systematically drink it. Get used to drinking more water. Only water. The frequency of your body will change. You will find more health. You will find you will be better spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Your pineal gland, the endocrine system in your body will function better. Our pineal gland is calcified. I'm going to make a whole other video on that. Distilled water helps decalcify that. Whether you've never heard of the pineal gland or you know what it was, or, some of my followers are in on all that. They understand the importance of the pineal gland. It's very important to only drink organic fruit and vegetable juiced juices and distilled water. And this is like, I've been working with people for a few years now. I have seen what it does to people. It does amazing things. My family, many blessings. I love you. And check out my free health course that I have. I give you a book on this to read. Dive into it a little deeper. See how it feels with you. If it makes sense, use your own power, your own intelligence to make your decision. Have a great day. Many blessings.